predictions for the rest of the offseason. By the time we get, let's say, to Labor Day, Graz, give me a bold prediction on the Cowboys.
Micah Parsons will sign his extension before training camp without any drama. That's my bold prediction. The Cowboys always take forever to get this stuff done. I say this one's going to be quick and easy. Micah Parsons will be the highest paid defensive player, and there'll be no drama. He's already at off-season work that he doesn't even have to be at. I don't think we're worried about a holdout here.
They won't wait until the day of the season opener to announce the big signing this time, Graz?
I don't think so.
We'll see. Dominique, give me a bold prediction.
Graz got too bold. Mine seems not as bold coming in after Graz saying the Cowboys would handle their business without drama, but I'll say Shedeur Sanders will be the starting quarterback for the Browns entering the season. I think that they want to know what they have in either Shedeur or Gabriel before the season is over, because there's a chance that they'll be at the top of a good quarterback draft again next year. So I think they'll move quickly to getting those guys on the field to see what type of players they will be.
I love that one. Mike T, give me one. Yours, I think, is about Aaron Rodgers.
It is. On July 4th, we're going to be talking about two things: Joey Chestnuts and the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. And on July 4th, Aaron Rodgers being a Pittsburgh Steeler finally. Again, Greeny, I don't think there's any way the Pittsburgh Steelers go into the season with Mason Rudolph. When they drafted Derek Harmon in the first round of the draft, I think that was another indice that at some point Rodgers is going to sign. Let's do it on July 4th.
I really like the way you pluralized Joey Chestnut's name. That was fun. Jeremy Fowler, by the way, posted on Twitter, Steelers president Art Rooney II, who said on April 1st that the Steelers will, quote, wait not forever but a little while longer for Aaron Rodgers, delivered a similar line on his way out of Wednesday's owners' meetings. He said, a little while longer, I'll say the same thing. The beauty of Graziano of using phrases like a little while is it can mean anything, right? Your definition of a little while and mine could, what do you suppose is theirs?
I mean, look, I think the mini camp that's coming up here in the second week of June is an important date to watch. And I'm not saying it's a drop-dead deadline for the Steelers, but if Aaron Rodgers is not at that mini camp, that means he doesn't do any on-field work with the Steelers until the end of July, at the start of training camp. And that feels far-fetched to me that a 41-year-old who didn't play well last year, didn't play at all the year before, didn't play well the year before that, jumps right in at the start of training camp, picks up a new offense, and leads this team to that much more than Mason Rudolph could. I just feel like if he's not there by that minicamp, they have to look at other options.
All right, and I will ask the question everyone in America is asking, which of you has a cat? Nate, raise your hand if that was your cat.
Well, I do, but he's not here.
Nate, what are we hearing here?
No, I mean, I think that he clearly knows more than us about what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. His guess is as good as ours. So I guess he's saying Aaron Rodgers is going to sign this week.
Okay, that was the question on the screen that I like there, Tannenbaum, to finish this thing up. Are the Steelers making a mistake waiting like this?
Yes, absolutely. Graz's point is extremely accurate, which is this. You need continuity. And look, they have good skill players. I think DK Metcalf's a great receiver. But if you don't have reps, it matters. And you think about Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and all the reps they've had with their starters over the years, they're at a competitive disadvantage. Now, look, Arthur Smith is a good coordinator. They're certainly going to run the ball, play action. But I think they're at a massive disadvantage when you think about the years that Burrow and Lamar Jackson have had compared to presumably what an Aaron Rodgers late June signing would be.
Quick take from Micah Wilbon, if I can. See the question on the screen. Are the Steelers making a mistake waiting here like this for Aaron Rodgers?
They're making a mistake if they let him anywhere near their building. What are we talking about? Do people just look at actually what happens in sports? Aaron Rodgers hasn't been relevant as a quarterback in the NFL for 4 or 5 seasons. What are we talking about? The Steelers are not. The hallmark of the Pittsburgh Steelers is not stupidity. It's a smart organization that makes right moves over decades. And they're going to bring Aaron Rodgers in with all his drama into that room? Really? The Mike Tomlin we know, he's going to deal with that nonsense? What? For a guy who can't play. I'm not talking, yes, he will wear a gold jacket. He's earned it. He's not wearing it now. He's not going to play in a gold jacket. The fact that we have now spent this much time talking about Aaron damn Rodgers Memorial Day weekend is insane. Stop with Aaron Rodgers. Stop.
Okay, a round of applause. Now, you're wondering why people have been watching PTI for 20 years?
Exceptional.
There's the answer.
Jim Will's going to say, please do not invite him back.
Invite back all the time.
All right, guys, awesome. Have a great long weekend. To my football crew, thank you. It features, it is called Zero Fox Given, and it is where Dominique Foxworth highlights instances where folks just don't give a you-know-what. Neek, can you please tell Mr. Graziano, Mr. Tannenbaum, and myself who gave Zero Fox this week?
Oh, it's the Philadelphia Eagles. They just keep winning. They're Super Bowl champs. They were the best team in football. They're still the best team in football. And they've come out with these T-shirts to talk trash, so their social media team is winning, reminding them that they won the tush-push vote at the owners' meeting. And not only did they do that on social media, they're going to make some money off of it and troll you online by not telling you to click here, but push here to get a tush-push T-shirt. I appreciate, as a cornerback, I appreciate any time people take time to talk trash, and this team deserves it, and they keep doing it in all of our faces.
I agree with you. That is the way of the world today. I have zero issue with them saying that. How about Saquon Barkley saying this? In an interview that you will hear right now, Saquon Barkley putting his team's Super Bowl season into perspective. Here's what he said.
I firmly believe when you look at our team that we had last year, and I know we're not looking too far into the past, but our team last year, I think we're a top 5 team of all time. If you really look at the season outside of the first 4 games, like, it was belt to ass.
It was dominant.
And like from how dominant you guys were on defense and how dominant we were on offense and special team, like people don't realize how great of a team that actually was.
Graziano, you're my resident historian. Is there anything to be said about that? To the Eagles, were they legitimately a top 5 team all time?
I would think a top 5 team of all time would have had to have the best record in the league in its season, which the Eagles didn't do. They were exceptional. I mean, there's no question about it. They were exceptional on both sides of the ball. They kicked the living you-know-what out of one of the greatest teams we've ever seen in the Super Bowl, right? The Chiefs dynasty. So it is so fun to spend the offseason as the team that won the Super Bowl. Like, it is like you give zero foxes about anything anybody has to say about you. You can troll people with T-shirts. You can say you're one of the greatest teams of all time. Fact of the matter is, we're going to find out. If it's sustainable, they will sustain it. And if not, then, we'll forget Saquon ever said this. But right now, I understand why he feels that good about that team. By the end of the season, they were outstanding.
Me too. I know. The Rams had them dead to rights in a playoff game, by the way, in their building. If it hadn't snowed, I still think they would have won it. Let's be realistic here. They're nowhere near one of the 5 greatest teams of all time, but I have no issue with them feeling that way. Winning the championship means never having to say you're sorry. Here is the question that's on the screen that I like. Dominique Foxworth, are the Eagles a dynasty in the making? Do they look like they're going to be the team to beat for the foreseeable future?
Absolutely, and saying nowhere near is a bit of a stretch. I think that this team was incredibly dominant. You can't find too many weaknesses in this team. And yeah, every great team has some almost losses and some actual losses. So yeah, it's hard to argue how this team is going to get knocked off other than just football randomness. They're still better than everyone else in football. And also, shout out to the exciting whites. That was